Hello again, everybody, internet friends. It's Chris back again. You'll probably recognise this as being the exact 75 Jeskai list I've been playing for the last few days. I am still happy with the list, still not planning to change anything. That's the sideboard up there. So, other than maybe the two Ashioks, it's fairly consistent with what people are doing. I've noticed a lot of people playing zero bolts, but we're not doing that. The bolt is great. So I'm not going to go into the deck too much. Happy with the deck. Got deck tech on it in previous videos. So I'm just going to jump in. I'm still practicing for GP Birmingham, which is next week. I've been playing leagues most days. I just had a paper tournament yesterday, and you'll find a tournament report for that on my channel as well. Great fun down in Amersham in near London in England. Yeah, really nice day out yesterday with my friends, playing lots of great games of Magic, and a couple of less great games on my part, but you know, we try. And yeah, as soon as we find an opponent, let's get on with some Jeskai. I would love to go first. Don't need this. This hand is totally acceptable. I'm going to lead on the Scalding Tarn. If I am against Burn, there's a small chance I might want to fetch Basic Mountain. I certainly hope not. Basic Mountain is probably the worst card in the entire 75. But we are certainly not against Basic Mountain. We appear to be against Jund. Happy to have a... Happy to have a decent hand against Jund. You know, we've got interaction for their creatures, D-Sphere for their planeswalkers. We're just looking for more lands. That's a land. Now, Field of Ruin isn't at its best against Wrenn and 6 decks. It has to be said. Can't think of any other deck that would possibly want a Baron more other than a Jund deck. Let's see if I'm right. I am very wrong. Fucking hell. What is going on? Faeries. Okay, well, Electrolyze is great against Faeries. Verdict's not bad. D-Sphere's not bad. Against specifically Bitter Blossom. I'm wondering about D-Sphereing the Bitter Blossom, honestly. I may as, depending on what I draw, I may do. I'm going to do it now. It's safe, and Faeries is a deck that plays exceptionally well at instant speed, so them being tapped out is promising. This feels like they have a force, yeah. Okay, well, at the very least, we'll settle for a 2-for-1 because our hand is still decent at managing Bitter Blossom tokens. The Electrolyze is nice. That will take care of the first couple, because like the tokens themselves aren't that much of a clock against Jeskai. We've got similar clock ourselves with like snaps and burn and colonnades and everything else. It's more about them scaling up their spell stutter sprites and stuff. Liliana of the Veil would be my guess. Liliana the Last Hope. Okay. You got it. I would absolutely love a red source. If I draw a red source, I can deal with Electrolyze here and here, and Bolt to finish everything. That'll do for me. Cool. Decent exchange. I'm a little bit low on life than I would like. 13 against a tempo deck, but you know, like I was saying earlier, they don't kill that fast. The Baron Maul must just be there to cycle, because they have generally a lot of 1 and 2 mana spells, and a tap land early is inconvenient for them, I would have said, other than maybe you can justify the tar pit. Brutality, they'll probably take my Cryptic, would be my guess, as it's the best card. Yep. Let's do this. So Mutavault obviously being a bit threatening, that was the only reason for that. Great. Good stuff. Now, opponent knows about my Logic Knot, so they will probably not play anything into it. And as I say, they do have a good game at instant speed. I'm going to take couple more hits before I blow my verdict. I want to make sure I get some decent number of dead fairies for the investment. I do, however, plan to path that Mutavault. Okay, cool. Would have been annoying to get spell stuttered there, but basically just want to, like, the reason that the Mutavaults are so threatening is that they are not a creature. Oh dear, opponent just misclicked. They're not a creature on my turn, so I can't kill them with a Supreme Verdict. That's a decent draw because that lets me hold up Logic Knot. Okay, so we're like medium. The position is medium. I would rather obviously not be facing down a card as threatening as a Bitter Blossom, but the opponent seemingly flooding. We've got 2 counters in hand. Like, it could be a lot worse. I'm just going to keep getting my tap lands out at the end of the turn. Hopefully we'll draw something productive like a Snappy or a Planeswalker. That is not productive at all. Yeah, I would love a Snapcaster Mage. Snap back, Electrolyze, kill 2 tokens, start the beatdowns. Their hand, because Faeries plays a decent amount of removal, their hand is probably like Fatal Pushes, Cast Downs, something of that ilk. It's certainly not creatures, it's certainly not hand attack. It could be counter spells. I haven't been casting anything, but then, yeah, too early to say. That's a bit of a bummer. I'm just going to click through. I nearly F6'd, but I don't want them to like flash in a cleat or something. Stitch me up. Them being down to 12, like, we are like a Snapcaster Mage away from being a genuine threat. So we just need to draw 1 good card, basically. Although, obviously, we're down to 7 and potentially 4 next turn. They don't have any reach usually, except for maybe, like, they might have a second Brutality, but I'd be surprised. Would that be... Yeah, alright. Would that be worth countering? It's one of those where it's hard to tell. When it's a bit of a close race, it's hard to even tell whose team Bitter Blossom is on, if you know what I mean. It might be doing them as much harm as it's doing me, because the creatures obviously don't have haste, so... Well, that's a relief. And we've got Logic Knot up to protect it. It's tough. I'm just going to pay. Okay, right. Now I'm going to plus Jace on myself. That way I get to attack with it. Put field rune on the bottom, yes. Okay. They're going to hit Jace for 3, and then I'm going to get to attack with it, brainstorm, and probably be like in the best position I've been all game. I suppose there's a tiny chance they play something like a Hero's Downfall, which would really screw me up, but maybe I shouldn't have bottomed that field of ruin. Wasn't that fun? They're all coming at me. They've decided they don't care about Jace. Or maybe they've just decided they can't kill Jace, so they're going to try and kill me over 2 turns. Okay. Cryptic is alright. Obviously, I have to... this came up in a previous video. I don't know if you would have seen it. There are... So if this opponent has lethal, so they should go to combat without animating the Mutavault, wait for me to tap, and then animate the Mutavault. Right. I don't... I want that to resolve, but I don't want them to go to declare attacks. Okay, good. Figured it out. Clicking on this thing is a bloody minefield. I also should 100% have fetched first. That was really bad. I forgot the top card of my library was a Scalding Tarn. That was super bad. That was real bad. I might die because of that. Okay, maybe not. Alone. Okay. I think that fizzles it. Yep, fine. All good with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have enough mana. I didn't get my shuffle. What did I just put back? Logic Knot. Logic Knot and Tarn is the top of my library. So I'm going to go for upkeep, tap draw. Okay, got Logic Knot up. Going to opt to get rid of that fetch land. Hopefully the opponent doesn't do anything too threatening. Yes, you may go to combat. No, I don't use this one. I'd love to, so I'm going to bottom the Tarn. Hopefully hit the Helix would be nice. Path's okay. It's not great. Ooh. Ooh. Now we're looking up. Not sure about that. So 8, 9. Okay, let's plan this turn. So If I field that, that takes 2 mana, which puts me down to 7. It might take 3 mana if... No, it takes 2 mana. Because... So that leaves me with 7, which I can snap Electrolyze or snap Verdict. Mountain's definitely one of them. I'm sure the other one needs to be a Teferi. Little T bouncing a token is attractive. Oof, this game. I wonder if they're going to do the same again. Okay, no, good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm looking at Snap Cryptic with Logic Not backup for this turn, I think. During their upkeep again. So we're kind of treading water, but we're not because Bitter Blossom is killing them. If that makes sense. And we've got 3 Helixes, we just need to hit one. No. Cancel. That resolves. Snapcaster Mage. Now I tap their stuff because then I get in for 2 with the snap. I would like to cast it. Gonna leave up Helix on the off chance I hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just be safe. Okay, paths are like, they're pretty bad here. You don't really want to be pathing tokens. Okay, you got it, opponent. I suppose that was to stop me snapping, bouncing it with Jace, which would be really good. Ooh, hello. Oh. I know my top card is bad. Okay, I have nothing to search for, but I've shuffled at least. Nice. Just going to get myself out of, like, death range. And pass the turn. And the nice thing is Teferi makes me know that when I go tap with Cryptic, it lets me know it's safe. I think I've actually got this game. Because I can, I just need one more burn spell or Snapcaster Mage, basically, because I've got 3, that puts them to 4, and then they're going to lose 1 in their next upkeep, that's 3, so I need one more burn spell, basically. And my whole deck is ways of finding cards. Damn. Disappointing. Okay. We're doing an incredible job of finding Path to Exiles. Narset's nice. What's third and fourth down? Bolt. Okay, sweet. So we know our stuff is resolving. Oops. They're dead in their upkeep. I'm going to... Okay, opponent realised the writing was on the wall. I'm happy with that game. That was tough. Engineering Explosives is good. Purge, I'll bring in 2 for the Bitter Blossoms. I don't think I want them all. Dispel, good. Vetoed, questionable. Baneslayer seems good. I think that's everything I want. I don't want more than like 2 paths. Big Tethers is a bit slow. Recap as 1 path. 1 verdict, something like that. Okay, sweet. Well, that was a fun game. I love playing these types of games, interactive, back and forth. Love playing Blue Mirrors or Blue versus, like Black Green is a fun one. Anything like that, any quote-unquote fair magic is my jam. That was a sweet game. Faeries is a cool deck. Props to opponent for playing said cool deck. It's not as cool as Jeskai. His hand stinks. Very easy mulligan. Very easy keep. Have to put back this. It's a bit early for you yet, Baneslayer. You can come back in a bit. Probably going to get Thoughtseizer in position. No? Okay, wow. Lucky us. Get to keep our hand. Good hand. Good draw, rather. Snapcaster Mage plus spells is a way to win games. Have they got the Bitter Blossom? Seemingly no. They probably have a spell stutter sprite, which I am probably fine with it hitting my opt. They might know that I'm fine with it and not cast it. Probably's good. I would probably not kept many non-lands, but that's a good one. I'm going to shock. The only thing I'm actually letting me hold up is Helix, but represents Logic Knot as well, might slow them down, might put the fear into them. Three blue at sorcery speed, I genuinely am a bit stumped. That's actually probably actively, like, that's just doing nothing here. Okay, let's just pop out to see what they hit. They hit my Jason, some lands. Like, the lands is a bit of a bummer, but not really. The worst thing is I can't snap an opt. That's, like, a fairly acceptable price to pay. I'm assuming they're going to minus Ashiok again, and then I'll Helix it. Be good patience from them not to. Okay. They should plus Jace here against a bulk deck. They should not. Yeah, they've got the common sense to plus. Okay. They also have the common sense not to use Ashiok. They're playing quite well. Just figuring things out, sorry. I'm going for Jace. And I'm going for Jace with Electrolyze. Just get him off the board, he's so strong. Yes. They probably have a force, would be my assumption. Okay. I was going to say I'll snap Bolt. I think I'm going to snap Bolt the Ashiok now, because then they can't minus it to stop me from they can't minus it to stop me from getting to said Bolt. I suppose I can probably do it in response on their turn, but I'm quite keen to get some stuff off the board. My hand is reasonable at fighting a long game, especially now their Jace has gone. And that Jace has effectively traded card for card, because I cycled the Electrolyze, so I didn't lose a card there. So it effectively just traded for a Bolt, and that's not often you get to be card neutral against a Jace or Mind Sculptor, so that's nice. What you got, opponent? Push. Makes sense. Trying to protect the Ashiok. They might be under the impression I need it dead. Okay, Famous Faeries is a pretty handy draw when you're on 5 lands. I think in their upkeep, I'm going to snap Electrolyze. The reason for doing it in their upkeep is that it turns off Force. Although they've shown they probably don't have Force, to be fair. Okay, now I'm doing it now. This is too tempting. This is too juicy, man. This is some low-hanging fruit. I'm probably going to get blown out, but give me that Electrolyze. 1/1. Red, blue, anything. If this resolves, I'm golden. Doesn't appear to be resolving. Spell Pierce would be my assumption. Okay. I'm very confused. Well, that was good. They'd probably take the Baneslayer. I would. I doubt they've got answers for it post-board against me, and it's like just a ridiculous beating. That or they take Cryptic. Either way, we're far ahead. They decide to leave it? What are they... What could be worse for them than these? They must just have a wall of counter spells, in which case we'd have to do nothing. The Sword of Light Shadow. Okay. That's unexpected. Can I get to combat, please, opponent? It's like maybe the 4th best sword? I'm so confused. I would greatly prefer Feast and Famine in this deck for sure. Probably Fire and Ice and War and Peace over that, but maybe I'm a sword snob. It has been said. Chris, you sword snob. Thoughtseize. Fine. My hand is absurd. Take what you will, opponent. It'd be one of the 5s, I assume. They're both busted. They took Cryptic. Okay. Planning to obviously resolve a thing. How rude. So that will buy back the Cleek, I would assume. Yep, worse things have happened. Fine. I'm just going to do this now while they've not got an Ashiok, and to fix my mana a little bit. It'd be much better if it was a basic island. This is resolving. They have no way to stop it resolving. And it's much better than their Planeswalker. So isn't that nice? Oh. Every damn time. I really struggle with the basics. Boom, 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 boom. The nice thing about having Tethers is that then I can go for Baneslayer whilst untapping lands, and it just makes me feel safe. I can't believe they didn't minus on a Cleek. Yeah, they're going for it now. Oh, milled their Jace, gutted. So they've got their Cleek back, which will probably happen in my draw step, I assume. They're thinking about it now, I guess, but either way, that thing's dead. Is this the Cleek now? Mana Leak. Okay, that would be what they've been sat on. They've had a dead spell in hand. Well, I can't pay, so that's disappointing. Might have just got a tad punked out. They'll probably... Wow, they let me go to my main. Okay. Maybe they've just got a piece of totally unconditional removal in their hand, like a cast down or something. And they feel safe as a consequence. This must be the Cleek. Yep. I assume they target me, but they might have a dead card in hand they want to cycle. Yeah, they're targeting me. I don't particularly mind. The only card I can actually cast right now is Opt, so they may just say, screw it, take the Opt, which would surprise me. Obviously, there's no point opting with a hand attack effect on the stack, because you invariably draw the thing you want and then they take it, so that is obviously just bad. I need to remind myself which ones this does. White and black, that's part of the problem. So they've gained 3, they have no creatures. The main thing is that it can greatly injure my Teferi. So be it. Yes, opponent, you've got it. I couldn't block anyway. Now my Teferi's dead, I'm starting to see the point of all this. That's a bit annoying, but Teferi's drawn me a load of cards. There's no way they're going for me, is there? No, they're going for him. Makes sense. I forgot Fairy Lords existed, because no one normally plays them. move up the field. Take that away. Okay, cool. I like my position. I have to say that last turn of the opponents was a very productive turn for them. They did well, but like, I'm just ahead. They have to attack because there's no point in them blocking. They think there's a point in them blocking. Let's just upgrade this land while they haven't got an Ashiok or whatever. Stupid basic mountain because we're a bit light on red. Got them dead in 3 attacks. We're gaining life the whole time. Like, what are they thinking? They're chumping. That's a disrespectful move to Vendilion Cleat. Ah, I get it. You can have that. Not that I can do anything about it with my current hand, but still. They should probably take Dispel. It's just great. Or maybe Force. They keep just doing it just to get a peek and not taking anything. They've done the same again. I'm not sure if they're... Not sure what their plan is. Maybe they just like to know what's going on and don't particularly care about disrupting me. Either way, I'm loving playing against Faeries. This is dope. It's been a long-ass game, though. Like, there's a temptation to rev up Colonnade, but not really, honestly. Not really. We've got them dead in 2 turns. Like, they've got nothing going on. Our hand is good. We have more cards than them. We probably have better cards than them. Something has to go miraculously well for them for it to matter. Like, I can present lethal next turn now because they fetched. I can activate a Colonnade and then they're forced to chump block. Okay. I don't know if that was right. Probably wasn't even worth countering, but you know. Come at me, bro. Oh, they've realised they're dead on board if they do. But I've activated and then tapped the one I activated so many times at this point that I'm just being super careful. Not even... Come on, opponent. Don't have it. Well, if they have a cryptic, it doesn't matter. They have to block the Baneslayer, go to 5. I don't know how they get out of this. Oh no, they get to go to 9 still. Or they can double block the Colonnade. Maybe they're thinking of that. I accept. I'll trade my land for your 2 creatures and leave you near enough dead. That is acceptable. I assume they just scoop in their draw step. Like, what gets them out of this? There we go. Cool. Good start. Felt in control the entire time, and yeah, love playing against fair decks. That was dope.